Okay, now hello, welcome back everyone. Today I have this, which is my Yashinon 45mm f1.7, which I've rehoused fully with carbon and polycarbonate. Polycarbonate is essentially a very fancy word to say plastic. And mostly it's made of carbon, only the front bit's made of plastic. Okay, so this is plastic, this is carbon. See, you can hear the sound difference. So this makes a really light lens, which I really like, to be honest, even though this thing has some plastic. And I've also made this textured bit, so I've sanded the whole thing on the outside, so it does not look like plastic. It blends way better with the carbon on here. See, it looks pretty much the same. Let me go get a bit closer. Sorry for the blurry video. Today I'm using my Sony XE1 again to record. This now blends in with this pretty well. Now focus is pretty smooth. It's very smooth, to be honest. 2 fingers and you can turn it like this. It does make some noise, but it's not very noxious, and it doesn't even appear in videos if you go smooth. See, if you go slow, it doesn't really appear. And for the aperture controls, I like to shoot some street sometimes, and this aperture control I think is way better than the standard aperture control. So this is how you control it, by sliding. There you go. So this is awesome. And let's make sure this thing's in focus again. Okay, now let me go take this thing off the body. This thing has a lock like any lens would, so you won't have it to fall out. And this thing has a little lock here also, so if you wanna pull this thing out, you can if you use some force. But if you don't use if you don't use much force, it won't come out. See, so just lock up there. I've reinforced the sides around the seam where this thing essentially, what you call this thing, connects with the bottom bit, with some CA glue, and that actually helps a lot with the what you call it, with the smoothness of focus, because of the fact that this thing actually sometimes warps a bit when you focus. Now it doesn't do that. And also this also helps it not to crack, because I've made like 3 of these designs and this is the only one that did not crack, because I actually shortened this thing a bit so I can actually get infinity focus. This is essentially the same thing as the open sonar design that I have on my Jupiter 8. Now with this is how you remove it. This is essentially a Contax RF to E-mount adapter, but I adapted the Yashinon to Contax RF and then put the Yashinon into this adapter, glue it in, and now it's permanently in there. You can still take the optics out. The aperture bit also just slide in. Every single thing here is just slide in, so it's really easy to clean the optics out. Just plug the rear optic out, pull the front ring off, then you can just pry off the front optical group. Then you can reach the apertures. Thing is, with the aperture, I think you need to snap off the pin right here. This pin is glued with some very small amount of CA glue. And CA glue, if you don't know, is, wait, let me go take my other lens to cover my body. Okay, sorry for the delay. Okay, so now CA glue is easily removed with acetone or like nail polish remover. And so once you take the front optical group out, you need to dab some of this with some cotton buds like this. I have some used ones. These are not my earwax, these are like the grease of some helicoid. So just do that. Then the optical, the tab bit right here will just fall out. Pull it out, then you can like remove the aperture and push the aperture from behind to take the whole thing out. So this thing's, oh shit, I just touched the helicoid, which is disgusting. So yeah, this thing's very modular. I actually made this modular so you can actually just clean the optics out very easily, and the optics are also not very close to getting grease, so they should not have any fungi except for the back. I think the back might have fungi. And now, I mean, if you don't store it properly, it might, but if you do store it properly, it won't. And plus, the grease also doesn't like seep onto the optic, so I'm not really worried about that. Then, I put it back together. If you accidentally, which is pretty hard to do, like accidentally twist it super hard till it falls out, is you find this little pin right here, find this little lock right here, put about 180 degrees away from each other, set the helicoid in, pull this bit. You want like really long nails like mine, because I haven't cut mine in like a few weeks. Then you want to push this thing in, and you have it in with the lock working. If you don't have the lock working, you can like twist it off and twist it on again until you find the perfect notch where it goes in. It'll only go perfectly one way, this way. See? Now for the focusing mechanism, this thing actually goes to hyperfocal, which means that you can actually focus above infinity. Infinity is about here, and super close focus is about 30 cm, which is pretty awesome. Now, why did I make this thing hyperfocal? To be honest, this thing can actually go a bit closer, but I actually made it this length just to be a bit more compact. Because obviously you won't be like, oh, this is infinity and just smash that infinity, no way. So I actually decided that that I could like shorten the helicoid bit and have it a bit smaller than the original footprint. And to be honest, this thing's quite a bit shorter than the original, because what the heck is this? Because of the fact that, wait, there's some sticky stuff on my lens right now. Just fell out, yeah. Okay, good. That's some like masking tape, I think. So the coatings are okay, except for the back optic. The back optic has one cleaning mark which was not done by me. I hope you can actually see. Where's the clean? Oh, there you go, there you go. Wait, I don't think that is. Oh yeah, it's about above here. Let me go show you. There you go, see? That's a cleaning mark right there. And the rear optic has some thick coating, but there is some etching from some old fungi. When I took the fungi off, the fungi had actually etched the coating a bit, but that would be okay, I'd say. Cause that's not like the super deep edges, but just like the coating edges. Then, for the overall experience, I'd say this thing's about on par with the. Don't say the Jupiter 8. No, I don't think it's a Jupiter 8. 8, let's see. This thing has a plastic helicoid, by the way, so it's not the carbon fiber helicoid and moving bits right like this. This is still plastic, and the inside is carbon. Now you can see that this thing's a bit more rough when focusing in this. This is a bit more smooth, and this is a bit more noisy and rough. Not like that. Sounds like this, see? I might compare this thing to my Takumar, I think. Takumar 55mm f1.8. That thing produces really similar images. I'd say because they're both Japanese maybe, but I'm not sure. Then in terms of size, this thing's way smaller than Takumar. I remember the M42 adapter would be like this big. Like this is the inside of the body, so this is the starting point. This up to here is the adapter, I think. Then this up to here would be the lens. So it's about 2 or 3 cm, but like shorter than that, like 1 inch shorter than the Takumar. This is also the same. What the heck? This thing's the same size as the Jupiter 8M. Let's see. Okay, so totally collapsed. This thing's exact. Oh no, it's a bit bigger. Yeah. Okay. So it's a bit bigger, being a rangefinder lens that is on a body. So wait, how does that make sense? No. This thing came from the Yashica Electro 35 that I have. So that thing actually broke, and I took this lens off it. To be honest, why I rehoused this thing in the start was not to like have a 7. Oh yeah, the aperture. Let me go talk about the aperture. This thing has a 7 bleed aperture right now. I mean, I think it's 9. Wait, let me go check. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, 7. So originally this lens came with a 5 blade aperture, I'd say, and to be honest, I'd like a 4. 4 blade apertures are like pretty cool because they become squares or diamonds, but no, I mean diamonds are more like a 2 blade one. So squares are the best, I'd say. Then the 15 blades ones are like the number 2. Then 7 blade, 8 blade are like the standard middle range. So because I didn't really like the 5 blade of of the Yashica, I actually put in a Tamron 18 to 200mm aperture, and that thing is now very nicely in here with this tab to control it. This, I think, declutters the lens experience because you only have the aperture. I mean, I usually shoot in P mode, so in P the camera does the shutter speed for you. Dang it. Then I usually set ISO manually, set focus manually, and set the aperture manually. Thing is, with most lenses I just shoot wide open, so unless it's a bit too bright, then I stop down. So I find this non-intrusive aperture a bit nice. So, and why did I rehouse this thing? Wait, let's wait for the motorbike. Oh, okay. So I rehoused this because of the fact that I broke my original lens. That thing, I was like on the home stretch of like essentially adapting that thing to mirrorless. And the thing that happened was that okay, my bike's gone. What happened was that I actually had this stuck focus essentially. The inner helical was stuck. So what I did was I twisted it back and forth. Then at one point, I actually stuck, like really got stuck. I use some brake cleaner, which is always your best friend on lenses, I think, if they're on metal bits. Not so much on plastic bits, but metal bits okay. What the heck's this? Why the heck's my phone so noisy? Okay. Okay, so what happened was that I used this, what's called, I think, vice grips. I held the helical with vice grips. I held them like super tight and I twisted the lens. And what actually happened was that I with my hands tore the lens in half, like literally twisted it in half. Then I was like, oh shit, what the heck did I just do? So then I was like, okay, this is a jungle lens, I'm not gonna use it at all. Up to the point that I saw my Jupiter 8 on my body just like this, but just facing the front like this. And then I remembered, like, okay, this thing actually has a helicoid. And then I said to myself, like, if I can actually make this thing fit into this, it might actually work. And it has. So I really hope you do like it. On optical performance, I'd say this thing's a bit pretty much on par with the Takuma 55 1.8 because of how good this lens is. I might just not sell it because this thing's my first ever rehouse lens, which is like fully rehoused by me. And no, I mean, I'm gonna give credit where credit is due. This rear focusing bit was made by somebody on Thingiverse, which you cannot find anymore now. This thing's called, I think, the Open Solder Project, I think. I'm not really sure. I really like this design, and to be honest, if I actually could find this guy, I would like really wanted to thank the guy because of the fact that I've already printed like so many of these for my projects, and this has really helped me in adapting these really hard to adapt lenses. So yeah, thank you for watching, everyone. Hopefully you like this video. Hopefully this inspires you to get your own lens, which is like really weird like this, or just I don't know, get a project going maybe, or get my lens if you want. This thing I'm not gonna sell it for now, at least because of how good this thing is. Again, I'm gonna have to say it's really good if you want a lens that is sharp, fast, and also like this thing actually weighs less, I think, than the RF Jupiter 8. Let's see. Yeah, because the Jupiter 8 actually has some metal bits, and my Yashinon actually has like almost 0 metal bits. The only metal bits in my Yashinon are the... Wait, where's this thing going? Okay, that's good enough. The only metal bits in here are the aperture blades, the front thing like this. The things that hold the optics in are stock, because I didn't want to 3D print those because I already have them, and nothing else essentially. Everything else is either carbon or plastic. So yeah, that's it pretty much. So thank you for watching everyone, hope you liked it, and if you want to shout me out on any build that you want to do, if you want to ask anything, just ask. I'm gonna reply almost every single comment on my YouTube channel, trust me. You can see my previous videos, I'm gonna reply almost every single one. So if you have any questions, please ask. If you want to donate the lens, that's like super hard to adapt to me to make a video on, I'd also be okay with it, as long as you don't send me like this piece of garbage lens, like you asked me to like use one of these beauty product things and make a lens. I'm not gonna do it obviously, because that's just dumb. But if you actually have like a real camera lens that you want, oh what the heck, some ad on my camera. So if you want me to tap anything onto the A7S, shout me out, call me out, subscribe, like if you want to. If you don't want to, I'm not gonna force you obviously, cause that's not my type. Then let's see, that should be it, and bye. And I'm not actually expecting anyone to like send me a lens, but if you do, then you're awesome. Thank you.